Today I'd like to share the story of how a drunk journalist invented StarCraft 3. It was a warm Sunday evening, July 9th, when Jess Gordon, after having a couple of cheeky beverages, decided it was time for a drunk Ask Me Anything on Twitter. So he tweeted out, "Drunk AMA," on Twitter, in all caps. Now, for the people who are not familiar with Jess Gordon is the co-managing editor of Windows Central, and he himself writes articles about Xbox, about Windows and Microsoft in general. Gordon is what is known as a reputable insider, so he knows when things are about to pop off Microsoft related. And as Microsoft is about to take over Blizzard Activision, he is in the know of what's happening at Blizzard as well right now. Now, Jess Gordon doing an AMA after having a few drinks is probably not groundbreaking news by itself, but when a Twitter user called Onyx asked him StarCraft 3 ? Jess Gordon responded with yes. And after being asked for clarification whether he knows more about it, once again Gordon responded with yep, indicating that indeed Blizzard was working on StarCraft 3. Now this got picked up by the StarCraft subreddit, this got picked up by a lot of people on Twitter, and this also got picked up by the Gaming League subreddit. Now, nothing happened for a couple of days except that Jess Gordon probably had a pretty significant hangover until the fun truly starts. On the 14th of July, Mike Strahl posted on Insider Gaming in the rumors section that StarCraft 3 is reportedly in development. The next game in the acclaimed StarCraft series seems to be on its way, according to journalist Jess Gordon. StarCraft 3 is currently in development at Blizzard. In a reply to a fan's question on Twitter about Microsoft reviving StarCraft if/when its purchase of Activision Blizzard closes, Gordon says that won't need to happen. Microsoft won't need to revive StarCraft, Gordon said. A different user specifically asked if it was StarCraft 3 and if Gordon knew anything about it, and he responded with a simple one-word answer, yep. Blah-de-blah-de-blah, a little bit about StarCraft 2, and then the final line, this is a special one. Insider Gaming has reached out to Activision Blizzard for comment. Should a response be received, this article will be adjusted accordingly if a response were to be received. Now, let's go to the tweet that Insider Gaming put out at 4:33 p.m., July 14, 2023. Now, that's local time, Central European summertime for me. Jess Gordon responded, look at this, responded about 50 minutes later. I'm walking that back a bit. Don't use drunk sources, 3 exclamation marks, Lamayo. But the franchise isn't dead. Put it that way. So 50 minutes after this article got posted, my man Jess Gordon, already basically the only source that Insider Gaming had for this entire article, disproves his own statement where, well, this was July 14th. Right now, as I'm recording this is the 2nd of August. So this is more than 2 weeks after the fact. I thought Insider Gaming said that, you know, if a response were to be received, this article will be adjusted accordingly. I guess they're just waiting for the Activision Blizzard response. The fact that their one and only source just said that this is a non-legitimate claim doesn't matter at all. Solid reporting, guys. Very solid reporting. But it doesn't quite stop here. Of course, it doesn't. Because 2 days after this, our good friends over at Comic Book in the gaming section, we had this beautiful article. Leaker claims StarCraft 3 may be in development. Now, you have a bunch of garbage that we've read 17 times already. Now, any leak needs to be taken with a grain of salt, but this one requires about as much salt as you can muster. This is because the leak happened during a Twitter AMA that Gordon started after drinking a bit too much alcohol. In fact, the tweets have since been deleted, meaning the only place you'll find them is on the Gaming Leaks and Rumors subreddit, where you, Sharkley's Rod, collected the transcript of what Gordon said. And then they have the actual tweet in which Jess Gordon says, I'm walking that back a bit. Don't use drunk sources, Lamayo, but the franchise isn't dead. Put it that way. Now, technically, this title is not entirely incorrect, but it kind of is, because at this point in time, the leaker, Jess Gordon, doesn't even claim anymore that StarCraft 3 is or may be in development. All he said is that the IP isn't dead. Making an article out of this is in my mind, extremely thin. Another thing that has bothered me during this entire episode, this is not the only article that got produced after he walked it back, by the way. There's a host of other like tiny garbage websites that practically just copy paste each other's news articles. And then I guess through some search engine optimization, they tried to beat each other in Google to get the ad money or something. I'm not entirely sure how this industry works, but this is kind of what I reckon. There's like tens of other articles that are literally the same thing, just in a slightly different order. And I just don't understand why they would release this. And this is something that I've noticed. I'm sure it doesn't only happen in StarCraft, but I've noticed because I am in StarCraft. This happened with AlphaStar as well. When people were writing articles about AlphaStar, everyone with a robotics Substack or a robotics tech website, and like everyone and their sister was posting this crap. And a lot of the time it was just, quite frankly, completely off, completely wrong. They were just copy pasting each other and jerking each other off about how brilliant they were that they managed to figure it out. It's the exact same thing here. Like, these guys, they have absolutely no clue what they're talking about, or they do have a clue what they're talking about, and they're just being disgenuine. Now, I kind of feel bad for Jess Gordon. My man had, 4 whiskeys, figured he had a fun little drunk AMA, and he's doing damage control for the next 4 days. I mean, I can relate to the guy. I once drank 4 beers, pretended I was Scottish for an entire night, so I'm not going to hold it against him, but this can't be the way that you treat some type of a rumor. Like, there needs to be a second source somehow, somewhere, no? And especially if your initial source walks it back within 1 hour of you posting the article, you retract the article, you post a rectification of some kind. I don't understand why this isn't standard practice. And publishing articles like this, like, Comic Book is a big website. I didn't know this, I just Googled them. They're like freaking 250k followers on Twitter. They produce a lot of crap. It's like, act like a reputable organization if you're this big. This kind of pathetic. So yeah, stop emailing me about StarCraft 3, whether it's real, whether it's happening. I have no clue. It probably isn't happening. That's going to be my guess. So if you heard that yes, StarCraft 3 is in development, this is why. It's because websites like this garbage just copy paste whatever happens on Twitter. All right, signing off. Good night.